everyone, and welcome to Razor's Edge Week in Review. I'm your host, Jim. This week, I'm going to do something a little different. It'll have chapter breaks and you can skip through wherever you want. But I wanted to start off with content creators. Now, these are content creators that I follow that pretty much have the same interests and coverage that I do. Some of them have Discord, some of them don't. But one thing I want you to do, and I encourage this, is if you have a content creator that you follow that sort of fits into the same theme that I do, um, please put them in here. And in order to bypass the bot, stupidity, just put in here, where it says, like you start out HTTP, just put HXXP colon, and then you can put like little brackets in there, whatever, just obfuscate it as a link, and put it in the channel, and then put what they cover. um and I'll be sure to check those channels out because I like to give credit where credit's due. So please drop a comment and put that content created in there. I'd really appreciate it. But I want to start off just like how the channel's doing. So let's take a quick look here. Overall, the channel is not doing too bad. Again, this is not for a living. I could care less. No, I wouldn't say care less, but I mean, we went from, the beginning. I've only been back maybe a month, a little over a month. And if we change that to a 7-day view, you can see the curve. It not I mean, I wouldn't say the channel's not growing, but it could do better, because it takes time to put, these videos together every day. And that's really my interest when I look at these numbers, is just, how well are we doing? So that's it for growth. It would be great to have, 10,000 followers, or subscribers. But that's my dog Arca. She apparently did not like that. But again, these are just relative. I just like to keep an idea of where I'm doing, how I'm doing. Um, but enough about the channel. Let's go right into content creators. Now, if you look at these are my, like, if you call them so-called playlist. You'll notice that I've got some weather channel because I live in a tornado. I guess it's part of Tornado Alley. So you see a lot of tornado storm chasers and weather, individual weather upcat, they break down the weather. Um, and Max just got his degree in meteorology. So grats to him. But that's not why we're here. These are different channels that actually cover, the same content I do. I mean, they could have 200 followers, they could have, or subscribers, to tens of thousands. Um, I'll start with Cage 848. I've known Cage for 10 plus years. A great guy. We're about the same age, I think. Maybe I'm a little older than him, but he tends to cover games pretty well in depth. I know he does this for a living. Um, and I'm also on the Discord. Most of these, I'm also on their Discord if they have one. Um, but then, Shadow is a good friend of mine. We do a lot of collab, together, in the past. And she tends to stick primarily with, one game at a time. I think her favorite game is, the Truck series. But and then the rest of these, I want to go into some with since this week's mostly been real time strategy, and turn based with Cyber Knights and the Casey brothers. Some of these bigger channels, Ratter IRL, he covers a lot of. I mean, this guy is like the authority on real time strategy, and I actually reached out to him to see if he couldn't do, a couple videos, on the, Flashpoint, just because, his coverage is really thorough and really good. I haven't heard anything back yet, and we do collab a little, but not what I would call a lot. Bears and Beans, um, he's all out going medieval right now, um, and he's I don't think he's gonna move off of that until he's done with his New Beginning series. All right, so let's hop over to Discord. So all these channels, a lot of these, some of them are on Twitch. These are all content creators, or they're just personal, like my wife's Discord. We won't talk about her. But these are all, they're either on YouTube, Twitch, maybe both. This is actually Cage's. I've been a member for quite some time on in his community. Um, and he, all of them are gracious enough to do the self promote. And I actually watch a lot of these videos, especially if they're game titles that I'm working on. And I'll actually start it off here, Cage, talking about you live. Talking about you. Oh, if I could spell about you live in our week in review. And I'll leave that there and I'll post it with the video. But now watch, I won't remember. But a lot of collaborators. Bunny Burrow, she's freaking hilarious. If she's also based out of the UK. Um, let's see, man, Kaida's Hideout. She's a great variety streamer on Twitch. Um, OnlyFins, another great content creator. He does a lot of variety of games, indie games. Um, Overall, great guy. Kelly Schmo, another Twitch streamer, great person, great personality. Known her for years. Um, we got Aussie Boy. She's in Texas, so we always make fun of her accent. We call her Ash or Ash. You put it together, and Ash talking about I am a kidder. Everyone that knows me knows I am a kidder and a jokester talking about you live. We'll save that one for later. She promote yourself. She's pretty unique. Drop in and give her a any of these. Just give them a plug or a shout out and say Jim sent you. But oh my gosh, lady. I always say it wrong. Anyway, she's another UK. Great Twitch streamer, content provider, a lot of Sea of Thieves. But we'll branch out into other games. But I mean, you just take a look at these lists. These are the communities that I belong to, mostly because we self promote back and forth. Far as my Discord, yeah, I've started my Discord many times and taken it down just because I just get tired of being the dork police. But it's back up again. Feel free to join. But those are how I bundle up my content creators. Um, these are all developers, including Digital Storm, because they do all my PC builds. But I also do. They have a game room, and they build some kick-ass machines. Um, but Wildgate, obviously, that's going to kick off the last open beta or tomorrow, and then the game's going to go live next week. They've announced to start a release date, so that's really good news. They've now committed to a go live, which is cool. I'm looking forward to that. Actually, took some vacation days. Don't tell my director. But it's a staycation because I'm gonna play the game. Um, Tracy Brothers. This is obviously all the action that I've covered through the nights. Uh, you, uh, my tongue is getting twisted. Let me get some coffee. All right, that felt better. I feel much better. Much coffee. Yeah, yeah. All right, so yeah, this is Cyber Knights Flashpoint. from the Tracy brothers. Let's pop it. Let's snoop in on them right now. In the chat here. As you can see, Corey, one of the founders, Corey and Andrew, they're like heavily engaged right now, and we're gonna drop in on him. Corey, he's really stressing about this release, and it's first week. Your ears are burning. I know this because I'm talking about you on my week in review recording right now. So, that should get his attention. Um, but yeah, a lot of information in here. If you haven't checked this game out, definitely check it out. We're going to be doing later in the video, the week in review, some of the gameplay, and later today we're actually doing, I think today, a um a live. It's not going to be a live, it's going to be recorded, but basically some of the OG players, we're going to talk about strats and things like that. um we'll come back to him. I'm sure he will slam me. um anyway, Tainted Grail, I'm still the whole King Arthur thing. I've really been having a blast with that game when I have time. Moved quite a bit in the storyline. Really a lot of fun. Um the Rap House, still covering that game. I tend to I'll stay with the channel um sometimes forever, just because if there's updates or things like that, kind of in the know. Easy Red 2, that's the whole combat, um World War II sim, single player and multiplayer. um and we've got your studio dev. They're all very active, and this is a extremely active Discord as well. I can't even keep up with it. um but let's see. Survival, you guys know I've been covering a lot of the I should stop saying you guys. I say that a lot and I don't mean to be offensive. um you all, let's just say y'all. Y'all have seen some of these Survive the Fall videos, um and still doing coverage on that with the updates, and they're still working out some bugs. um the Precinct, still playing that. Actually played it like late last night, trying to get to the two crime lords to take them down. So still active in that channel as well. And folks, if you're following or subscribing to the channel for other titles I've covered, I haven't stopped coverage. I'm just moving around. So I'm still there, still active. Um, I haven't gone anywhere. It's just a lot of games, a lot of content. Cool Beans, we mentioned him earlier. This is Going Medieval. I kind of paused my recording on that to cover work with the Tracy brothers, but I can tell you that Cool Beans is really, I mean, that is an in-depth series. It's up to episode 18 on this New Beginnings, with the new content upgrade with the siege mechanics. Um, yeah, just that's mind blowing. And he's a great content creator. Hats off to him. Him and Cage both. You know what? I gotta stop just focusing. They're all great. Um, and then Wildgate we just talked about. So I think that covers all the content creators and the channels of the active games that I'm covering right now. But again, we're a moving target here. We're variety. That's what I do. All right, so this will be our week in review. After our week in review, the first video covered 6 days ago was Tainted Grail. Um, so I oh, shut up, me. I did a lot more exploring. Spent some time doing some of the quests, and just I'm having an actual blast with this game. The story is really good. Um, and I'm really enjoying the storyline, getting more powerful spells. Um, if you haven't checked out that video, you should definitely do so. It's a really great title. Um, I did a couple videos back to back on that. One of these was a boss fight. And well, this was a tip that I gave on like an early mechanics of drawing your enemy's health into your health as you sit there. I've talked to the devs, even though it's not a multiplayer, so nobody really cares. Um, you can actually sit and fight, just sit and tank and just spam this spell. And in combination with getting mana regenning at a quicker rate with your pets, which I think you can get up to five, four within the tree, and then five with another item. But you can just literally sit there and drain. And I actually go in and tell you where to get the items. But yeah, it was right here. I'll just show you a super short clip and then we'll move to the next game. I babble a lot. They're all beating on me. Long as I have wolves. Yeah, so having a lot of fun with that. Definitely worth checking out. Um, that's why that video has so many views because it's an opener for every time I refresh. um, so Survive the Fall, they've released a few patches. They had to back one out. It's small team, small development. Found a couple bugs, reported them. Actually did a guide for this with the help of another good friend of mine. I don't know how useful that guide's going to be cuz they keep changing the game, but we've had a lot of fun um putting this together. We're both playing and I don't know why video on video is so grainy. But it is. Sorry about that. But I start with the base and where I'm at. And development and where I'm putting my buildings. And then I actually go through and do the prep for the expedition. And then I end off with taking out one of the objectives of the village. So definitely still following that game. No, I don't want to hear about myself. I actually hate hearing my voice. Um, let's see. Survive the Fall. We got Wildgate. I did an announcement of tomorrow. Um, so that's out there. In red, I actually did some single player AI testing. It is getting better. I'm really impressed with the work the team is doing. And some tips I got in comments. Thank you for that. As far as getting your squad to do what you like, take cover by doing the action yourself and then giving them an order. But pretty impressed with the overall work that they've done. Oh, I'm always lost. Ooh, I'm getting shot from the. I'm getting shot from my flank. I got flanked. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Cyber Knights, Flashpoint. We've done a couple videos, actually three this week. I've been hitting it pretty hard. Um, and I did my I did my early review just based on an article from Ed Smith. He's one of the writers that I respect through the years. Um, and purchased the game. jumped into Discord, started talking to the community and the developers, and just absolutely fell in love. I always do weird stuff. Oh, they hold on. Is my I think my resolution stuck at 360. Holy crap, that's the problem. I'm not gonna redo this video because I'm too damn lazy. But I did talk about some tips from Dark Horse on this article that he wrote. It's actually in the thread. I dropped a link to the forums of where this discussion is ongoing. But it's a really cool like starter guide for the game. And I thought it was really cool and worth pointing out. So not a lot of game footage in there, mostly just talk. I mean, we did some, but it was mostly just talking about community reviews and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. The next title we covered, let's see, Rap House Simulator. And I did something different. It takes a long time to prep. So I started the video off with this high speed of prepping, which I've had fun doing. Um, and I'm actually talking while I'm doing it. It sounds like a chipmunk. I think it was this one I was talking. Hold on, let me find it. Found some bugs. I reported them to the devs too, by the way. I was like, some of the old material was like dead. The ingredients and packages. I think it was here. Wait, this is I was so pissed he left. That whole day was a bust. Uh Here we go. I wanted to keep the video short because it's so much work to get through a day. But it was a fun watch. We found some bugs, reported it to the devs, and we'll see if they fix them. They're not game breaking issues. They're just bugs. Um, and then the last thing was yesterday. I covered Cyber Knight's Flashpoint once again with Operation Rhino. Um, Covered through some of the tactics that I use, and we'll be talking more about this today. Actually, hopefully we get this interview off, or this discussion group. It should be fun. But this game is so challenging. I mean, I don't think I've been challenged this much in a tactical turn-based real-time strategy ever. There's just so much to know, so many menus, so much to absorb, both in the hideout and on the heists. Um, but I'll tell you, if I was retired and could sit and play, and my back would allow it, I would sit and play this game for days. It's just that fun. So, anywho, that was the week in review. We've talked a lot about content creators. Um, you know, Again, if you've got a content creator that does these types of videos, maybe in a vlog format, which is what my channel seems to be turning into, um, let me know. I love watching their, like, especially if they're short. They're not, I don't have like an hour to sit and watch someone play a game. It's difficult. Sometimes with streams, it's just background noise for me while I'm working. Um, but yeah, if they're tips and helpful, feel free to drop that in the comment section for this video. And last but not least, thank you everyone for the support. Um, it wasn't easy coming back. As in fact, I almost just said, you know what, I'm done. I don't feel like covering anymore. Um, I'm just gonna play games. But I don't know. I like to share and I like to interact and engage with the community in the various team development team discords where the devs are active and the players. I'm just drawn to it and I can't help myself but just talk about the game with others that are enjoying the same content. And I know I'm in babble mode now. If I was live, I would have an emoji, you're babbling. So again, thank you. Thank you for watching another weekend review. Go check out the links. I'll put the links of those content creators that I talked about, and I will put chapter breaks in here. But thank you so much. Can't say it enough. Serious. See you next week for a weekend review.